Hey everybody, it's me, Angel Benton, and it's time for another edition of Angel Sudsy Recap, where we delve into the world of daytime television and do a few reality shows on the side. And today we're doing Young and the Restless, so we're in that daytime television frame of mind today. But before we get into Young and the Restless, as you know, I'm starting my diet tomorrow. Um, I it's a lot of work. The meal prepping part is the most. I mean, I remember that from when I did the HCG diet that the doctor would, give me the shots to give on my own, and then once a week would give me a B12 shot and would monitor my weight to make sure I wasn't losing too fast. Blah blah blah, all that stuff, right? So I know that meal prepping is a lot of work, but God, it is a lot of work, and it's a lot of meal prep. It's a lot. So tomorrow is my first day, so we'll see how it goes. But I know that, like, right now, I gotta lose this. This is awful. And I do have bad posture, so I'm trying to have better posture so that I can actually get my neck back. There we go. All right. So let's talk about the Young and the Rest. Oh, and today I'm feeling nauseous too. I don't know what that's about. Normally I feel pretty good when I'm doing the show, but today I've been just this close to vomiting all day, so I'm not quite sure what's going on, but I could just be nervous for tomorrow. It could totally be mental. Okay, and tomorrow I don't have to work or anything. I'm just starting my diet tomorrow, and I'm doing it purposefully on a day that I don't have to work so that I can get into the groove of it before I go to work, so catch that. Okay, Young and the Restless. Here's one thing that I love about the Young and the Restless, and it's one thing that Young and the Restless does better than almost any other show. General Hospital does it really good too, though, and that is pacing their storylines, right? So last week was all about, not the last week, 2 weeks ago was all about Juliet's lawsuit with Brash and Sassy, and Ashley and Jack investigating Graham to find out what kind of hold he has on Dina Mergeron. But both of those stories kind of took a little bit of a backseat this week. We saw a few follow-up, some lingering story plot points with the whole Juliet lawsuit. And there was a couple scenes with Dina and Ashley and Jack. But for the most part, this week was all about Nikki and her benefit concert that her husband Victor made her perform at. Now, here's the thing. So on Thursday's episode, they had a woman come backstage and present Nikki with the orange MS ribbon to wear, and she said that, and the woman said that she was a survivor of MS, and that she's very grateful that Nikki Newman is living proof that they can survive and beat this disease. Excuse me. Oh, that was a big one. Wow. Okay. But here's the thing. The actress was a little bit too good. You can tell that she was an actress. She was really good. I was like, God, this MS girl, she's great. I have to find out about her, she doesn't have MS. She's just some actress named Whitney Heiss, and she did a great job. But her character didn't even have a name. They just called her Woman. Whereas if it was someone from like the MS Society or one of those MS charities, those big like real life MS people, they would have had them listed by their name saying playing self. You know what I'm saying? So they went with an actress, and it was more about the story than. But I think that it's one of those things where it's very difficult because sometimes when you get a guest star who's famous for something else, not acting, it flops and you fall right on your face. One of the perfect examples of that is actually on Bold and the Beautiful when they have all those damn Big Brother cameos. Who gives a shit? Who cares? And you can always tell right away because they make every scene that they're in stand out. Like, who is that? So that's annoying. So, but on the other hand, this is kind of a big cause. Like, this is kind of a big deal. So it would have been nice if someone actually who has MS actually would have said, hey, you know, Nikki, we look up to you, blah, blah, blah. It would have still moved the storyline along, and we would have had that real life connection with someone who has MS. I wonder how many of Whitney Heist's friends have actually been like, girl, you got MS? You know, because she was really good in her scene. She was great, actually. I got to give her mad props. But the best part about Young and the Restless was actually the previews from next week. Ooh, next week is going to be so good. I cannot wait because, of course, Nicholas rips into Victor in the parking lot because Victor has kind of figured out that Nicholas is the one who sabotaged the show and was trying to get it so that Nikki wouldn't perform. Excuse me. And they get into this big argument, and Nick rips Victor to shreds, you know, saying, you're selfish and you're mad that mom is the only one who stood up to you and blah, blah, blah. And who's in the garage recording the whole thing? Hillary and Howard. First of all, I love David Faustino on this show. I love Howard on this show. I think he's great. Give him a contract, please. I think he's fantastic. Anyways. And I like Hillary having stuff to do outside of Devon and Neil and Lily, and just get her, like, everyone, I like them in their own storylines. Like, I like Devon with Mariah. I like Hillary interacting with Howard and Juliet. You know, Neil they haven't really found much to do with, but, you know, and you know I love me some Lily. I've always loved me some Lily. I think Lily is fantastic. So, you know, that's one of the things that Young and the Restless is good at, is that they know how to balance storylines. So, whereas 2 weeks ago was all about, you know, Juliet and Brash and Sassy and then Dina and Graham, this week they kind of took a backseat and it was all about Nikki's concert. Who knows what next week will be about, but I'm sure it'll probably be about something else. And that's great. That's kind of how you should kind of tell your stories in a cyclical fashion. Like, it's really, it's cool. I really enjoy. They've got this shit down. I mean, and they actually, when you think about it, they've been on the air the least. No, not the least, because Bold and Beautiful is the youngest. So Young and the Restless is the second youngest, because General Hospital and Days of Our Lives have both been on 60s, right? But I think Young and the Restless started either in the 70s or 80s, but it was either late 70s or it was early 80s. But either way. So it is actually, it's not that old of a show. I'm older than that. This show is, actually. Oh, God, I didn't even think about that. Now I'm depressed. It's okay, though. It's fine. So we'll see what happens. I definitely think that, you know, in terms of their characters, I think Victor is an asshole. And I love Jack. I love Jack Abbott. And I know he's no shrinking violet, and he definitely is no innocent rose when it comes to Victor, but he's nowhere near as bad as Victor is. Victor is the worst. So, I'm sure Eric Braeden is lovely, but I just hate his character, Victor. But maybe I'm supposed to hate him. Because, you know, he is a good actor. It's not like he's a bad actor. It's not like you're like, oh my God, fast forward, I cannot take it anymore. No. It's not like that at all. And you know who else did really good this week, even though he was only on like one day? Ravi. Now, Ravi's under contract, so I'm sure Ravi will probably have quite a few more scenes coming up. They probably got a nice storyline ahead for Ravi, so that will be nice to see. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to that immensely. I'm really like fighting like this urge to. But I have an iPhone 7 Plus, so I really don't want to get puke on that, because that would not be good. Although it is submersible in water, as you found out during my Below Deck recap, that, you know, you can submerge it for up to like 15 minutes in shallow water and it'll be fine. So just FYI. So if I do have to puke, we'll get to see that. We'll put that to the test. Okay. So finally, so, you know, like Nick and Chelsea, they had a little bit to do, but not a lot. Just like Sharon and Scott, not a lot this week. You know, they have a lot of little stories that are bubbling over. But I have a question. Can I raise my hand? I have a question. Where the hell is Summer? Where is Nick's daughter? I realize that the actress that plays Summer is got a primetime series and she's probably filming it, but it's summertime and she's either A, on hiatus, or B, they need to recast. Just recast her. Like, let her go. I mean, like, or you know, or they need to work it out. Because, I mean, they had the family picture at the end of the benefit, and literally everyone was there except, all the grown-ups were there except Summer. So I'm like, where the fuck's Summer? Anyways, thank you so much for logging on today. I do appreciate it. Please feel free to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Angel Benton. You can hashtag YR to talk Young and the Restless, or you can hashtag GH to talk General Hospital, which I'm doing tomorrow. Excuse me. And also, you can hit that little subscribe button on my YouTube channel to get my YouTube videos sent to your inbox every single day. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Have a wonderful night. Peace out. Wubba, wubba, wubba.